Yo, we got my bro, Young Foe over here with Dynasty Entertainment. This Dynasty Entertainment TV, Dynasty Entertainment Films. Now we want to talk about Dynasty.
Right, right.
We want to talk about Young Foe as an artist. You've been going through a lot of stuff for the past, few years.
Yeah.
Finding who you are, finding, going your journey down this path with Dynasty for a long time, and you've been making a lot of decisions. Why did you make the decision to sign with Dynasty Entertainment?
I mean, when you just think about it, why not? Just from the name itself, Dynasty, we are all descendants of a higher lineage, and I'm a descendant from a higher lineage myself. So when God put it upon, the divine Q song's heart to be able to manifest a Dynasty Entertainment Films, and with this unification of another divine son from another continent, the unification, of course, I had to run through that lineage. So, of course, anything from the Afro deity is going to run through the lineage of a dynasty. And so we instituting the new pyramids, but it's more in the spiritual format. From the close associates and the people that I really associate with, what I'm saying, they understand why I'm affiliated with Dynasty Entertainment, Dynasty Films, what I'm saying, because we all descendants of a lineage, and personally, I just felt like, why not run the Afro deity lineage through the Dynasty Entertainment? Once the supreme deity put it in my brother's heart to go ahead and manifest on these physical realms, the concept of the Dynasty Entertainment, Dynasty Films, and me coming from a third world country and me manifesting on this plane, with the Afro deity concept, why not merge those two fields together and, and keep a lineage, that is gonna represent the dynasty here on these plains, just like it is back in Africa. Just like it is with every other dynasty. We have to be able to keep a certain lineage and keep a certain order for things to be able to flow in a harmonized way for everybody to benefit. So, yeah, that's, what I'm saying, why not choose Dynasty Entertainment? Why not?
Tell us about ADR.
ADR, that stands for Afro Deity Records, or After Death Resurrection, and pretty much, I'm just trying to, the divine put it up in my heart to be able to, like I said, do something that could preserve the history, because our history is being so polluted. Our history is being so contaminated, and I'm just really trying to, on my part, with the divine's intervention, I'm trying to have the records preserved for another generation so they can be able to remember, what is being taken away from them. Because we living through times when the knowledge is abundant, but yet the supreme knowledge is being made hidden. So, what I'm saying, we're trying to make sure that the supreme knowledge is preserved for the right generation. That's why it's the Afro Deity Record / After Death Resurrection. Once you dip your consciousness inside of God, when you leave this material body back on this plane, the consciousness that he put inside of you automatically goes back to him. So that's where the Afro deity, the after death resurrection concept came from. But the Afro deity is pretty much just to keep the lineage and just keep everything that we are doing intact. What I'm saying? We got to preserve it, just like the pharaohs in Egypt were able to preserve the sacred holy knowledge, just so we can be able to study that in these times and come to the awareness of what we are aware of. I also want to be able to preserve the knowledge and the records and the music and the good artistry that we put in together. I'm trying to have that preserved in such a I would say in such a spiritual format, that a couple of generations, from today would be able to look back at it and understand or see, this time in the eyes as we see it today, or as we see it in these times that we're going through. So that's where the whole Afro Deity Record / After Death Resurrection really, came about, and that's what it's all about.
Okay, can you tell us about any projects that you're working on, and how is these different from your older projects that you've been working on or you have done? Tell us the changes that have been, or what you're working on right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, to be quite honest, I'm happy you talked about changes, man, because to be honest, bro, everything is about change. What I'm saying? I believe the only thing constant is change, and so I look at it, to be quite honest. I did the first project, Spiritual Warfare. I put that out there, and I did not really push that the way I should have, because I was going through so much. And that was due to the fact that I was going through certain battles internally, and, I was looking for ways to express myself externally, which I really couldn't, so I decided to put together the Spiritual Warfare. And after I released the spiritual warfare, you know, I slumped back a little bit because, like I said, we are living on this physical plane, but it is a warfare internally for some, and it is manifesting externally for some. So, you know, I fell back a little bit. I had to really examine myself. I had to really, you know, question myself. And the divine put it in my heart to release Land of the Dead, you know, because I realized it's a spiritual warfare in the land of the dead. You know, it's a bunch of walking corpses, you know, the living zombies. And the reason why I say that is because just because we might be walking and just because we might be breathing and just because we might be existing does not actually mean that we are awake. It does not actually mean that we are conscious of who we truly are. We got to remember that as we manifested in this plane, we adopted certain doctrines that were imposed upon us, not by us, but by a certain external entity. And so we've been living, you know, based on the definition of what another man has defined us to be. After the spiritual warfare, I got inspired to work on Tune of the Beast, you know, and well, Tune of the Beast is the first song off of the mixtape Land of the Dead, you know, but that's the first song I worked on before I even worked on the project. And after I came up with the song, you know, I got inspired to name the whole project Land of the Dead. And pretty much so I decided to go ahead and incorporate Land of the Dead, which is the name of the next mixtape I'm working on, which I'm trying to push this under Dynasty Entertainment. And I see a good, you know, I see the future looking good, you know, with everything. It might be the Land of the Dead, but we're still alive, so that means there's hope. You know, that's the project that I'm really working on right now, and I'm channeling all of my energy into that aspect. I'm trying to go ahead and release Land of the Dead because, you know, we living in it. You know, there's so much that's going on around us, but there's so little awareness, you know, there's so little awareness of what's really going on the internal plane, but people seem to be so focused on what's going on the external plane. So, you know, Land of the Dead is just to remind us that even though we seem to be awake, but we are really sleeping internally, and that is every single individual, and not until we fully awaken, we cannot say we've awakened.
What is your mission?
I mean, you know, that's a really, really broad question, but I would say, you know, when we all wake up in the morning, just due to the fact that we even woke up, you know, that means there's a mission for all. So personally, I'm gonna say every day as I wake up on the path that the divine chose for me, my mission is gonna be fulfilled the very second I leave this material body on this plane. So my mission is not gonna be known till I'm gone.
All right, that's about it. We're gonna wrap it up for now. And is anything else that you want to tell the people out there that you want them to know? Anything you want to say?
I mean, to be honest, there's really not much I could say that hasn't been said. You know, I try to really limit my speech and limit my words because, you know, I believe we don't in this age that we're living in, there should be less talking and more action. So I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to incorporate a more practical feel to my art. So there's really nothing I can say. I'll just say, you know, y'all got to support the boy, you know what I'm saying? Follow my stuff, and let's just stay growing together. Let's share together, and let's grow together. Because in the time being, we all students, you know, we all in this classroom of life. So I'm really willing to learn from the supreme teacher and to learn from other fellow students that are sitting in this class of life with me.
All right, that's about it for now. But I ain't gonna let you just leave like that, man. They say, you know what I'm saying? You rap, you a good spitter, man. I gotta hear a verse, man. They said you got the razor. Cut these niggas. I gotta hear it, man.
The razor, I like that. That's crazy. The razor, huh? Well, they about to get an edge up. Check this out. I say, a political invasion, the spiritual persuasion, critical analytics prohibiting legislations, opposition's auditioning to the public for agents. But my people be like, we done seen this gimmick for ages. We need changes, angry mobs and raging, like fuck waiting, we running out of patience. Astronomical bodies dropping as aliens, or could the nation just be invaded by Homo sapiens? Bombs blasting, tear gas and acid, citizens get drafted, thug laws enacted. If you ain't active, get ready for action, cause wars ain't won without practice, bastards. We campaigning, results came in, we caught fame in the spark flaming, so we are winning at last. My thoughts dreaded like it is Rasta-headed, you get it, so don't sweat it, my people, this ain't mad. Yeah, it's Young Foe. ADR, Dynasty Entertainment, we in it.
We out. Peace.